Hey everybody, today we're going to talk a little bit about Louis Moinet, specifically the Louis Moinet Geograph. Today, Louis Moinet is an independent high-end watchmaker located in Switzerland, but Louis Moinet himself has a rather interesting biography, I have to admit. It dates back to the mid to late 1700s, and he's the so-called inventor of the chronograph. And I would encourage all of you watch geeks like myself, as well as history enthusiasts, to explore his credentials. Before I get into the watch itself, let me just mention that it comes with an absolutely fantastic and impressive line of little products, or let's just call it paperwork and other marketing material along with it. So the presentation is really stellar. First, let me just kind of zoom in here on the certificate. It's pretty nice that the paper's, an old style paper. It's relatively thick. The box itself looks like a book. Pretty cool, huh? And there's some designs on the front cover, as you can see. It also came with an additional book, which again goes to the marketing of Louis Moinet. Excuse me. There's several other timepieces to view. Additionally, you've got the little book that it comes with to just give you an idea of how to use all the functions. A manual, if you will. Okay? Thought that was definitely necessary. So, as we get into the watch, again, this is really one of the more elegant timepieces that I've ever had the privilege to own. Absolutely incredible appearance. And it presents as really like a masterpiece. It's a substantially sized watch, a little over 46 millimeters in diameter, and a little bit over 17 millimeters in height. As you can see, it has a dome sapphire crystal. The display window, that is, of course. Brand new in 2016. The retail price on this was around $14K, but I've seen fluctuations in the price since, some higher, and in the used market slightly lower. All right, so all of Louis Moinet timepieces are either exclusively limited editions or unique timepieces. This one, from what I read, was limited to 365, and if you look on the certificate, it said that mine was number 13 out of 365. Okay. It's a 316L stainless steel case with two very robust pushers on the side of the watch. Wow. Let that crank for a few. There's also some custom engraving on each pusher as I reset the chronograph. You can look at all the detail on that. I'm sorry that the lighting is poor. but I think that you can make it out. Getting back to the pushers, there's some designs on the side. Yeah, so the engraving on each pusher is an atlas motif, hinting at the journey and discovery feel of the geograph, rather. You can see that, you know, it's a chunky watch, it really is. You know, it's not small, and I'm going to put it on my wrist in a second so you can get a feel. But as we go through it, you can see that it features a golden sun shaped seconds dial, and I love that it is strategically placed on the left side along with the date. The two subdials are at 12 and 6, and the Louis Moinet logo is on the right, or 3 o'clock. The dial is very symmetrical, and it's got a rose gold half circle on the inner part of the bezel, as you can see. The only luminova is on the end of the hands. It's reading 4:30 right now, and you can tell as I kind of get it into the light that you can kind of see and make out the luminova. Again, it's relatively small in the dark, so I'm not going to bother to try and display it, other than, yeah, it's not even charged, so I'm not going to bother. There's a unique central serpentine shaped arm for the second time zone, and it's like a blued steel. You can kind of see it over here. Pretty nice. Let me go ahead and put it on, and you can kind of look at the buckle, which I'll chat a little bit about in a second as well. It deploys like this. There's a couple of different steps to it. Put it on my wrist. Definitely a process because there's a couple of different steps to put this on. Bear with me. Yeah, so again, it's a substantially larger timepiece at 46 millimeters, a little bit over 46 millimeters. My wrist is not really small, it's not big, it's like right there in the middle. So you can see that, you know, it might look different on someone else's wrist, but you know, I've had no problems wearing it as far as the size contrast to my wrist. All right. So it comes with an exclusive automatic movement with a Louis Moinet designed rotor. It's got 25 joules and a 48-hour power reserve. I'm going to take it off, and again, we'll kind of look at the back together here. And I really want you to see the design on the back. Yeah, it looks a little bit different in person, but there's a lot of design there on the external part. Again, the exclusive movement is Moinet's, but the Louis Moinet design rotor, it's got 25 joules and a 48-hour power reserve, like I mentioned. And you know, although the specifications include 50 meters of water resistance, you know, I don't think I would consider jumping in the pool with it. Well, it's a little bit backwards, but yeah. So again, the rear case back includes the custom engraved artwork that is very detail oriented, like I mentioned, and it's really from what I read, it's a map and sailing ship, which is a tribute to nautical explorer Captain James Cook. It's like a navy blue high-grade leather strap. They said it was hand-stitched. And there's, like I mentioned, a very handsome buckle that locks and deploys quite nicely. So that's really everything. And I hope you enjoyed the video and have a great day.